Hey there, Hoshbap here, and welcome to the final Winter Wave review. Today's set is the Misfortune's Keep from the new 2016 Skybound series. This set's number is 70605, and this set costs £69.99 and €89.99, and I believe $89.99 as well, but correct me if I'm wrong. This set contains 754 parts, and is the largest set of the Winter Wave. This set comes with 6 minifigures, and the Monkey Wretch. So without further ado, let's go on to the minifigures. First up is Jay. Here we can see his uniform hasn't changed, but he's got a new head print which gives him his eye patch from the TV series. Jay has a double-sided face. One is with him with the eye patch, and the other is with him without it, and he's smiling, which is great. We haven't really had many different face variations with the main Ninjago characters for a long time. The only face variations we've gotten in the past is Lloyd's face changing, and then when Zane turned into the titanium ninjoid, his face changed as well. Oh, and also Nia's. Here's a better look at Jay without his hair on, so you can see the new face print better. Next up is Kai, who has the same printing as in the Ninja Bike Chase set, however he now has his back piece which can have the swords put into it. Up next is Lloyd. We get him in his air jitsugi, but this time he has a hairpiece instead of his normal ninja mask. He's also got this black armor which is used to attach to his flyer thingy, whatever it's called. And now on to the pirates. We get Bucko making a reappearance in this set. He has both front and back printing, and a one-sided face. And of course the set wouldn't be complete without Nardakan's right-hand man, Flintlock. Here he has exactly the same outfit as he did in the Sky Shark set. He has his moustache as well as the new helmet piece. This figure also has front and back printing. Finally, the moment we've been waiting for, here's Nardakan. This figure is pretty large. He's very tall and has many elements to make him up to his height. And finally, the last character, the Monkey Wretch. He is exactly the same as he is in the Jay's Elemental Dragon set, except for he has some different armaments this time. He has a larger rifle or musket, as well as having a hammer in his other hand. Here's a close-up look of all the minifigures without any of their gear, armor or weapons on. Some of them may still have their hats on though, because they don't really block any of the printing, so it's fine to keep them on. But anything that obstructs the view of some of the more detailed parts I tend to just remove. The Monkey Wretch minifigure has posable arms. One of them is silver and the rest of them are orange. And the hands can also be twisted like normal minifigure hands because, you know, they're exactly the same. Nardakan's body is made up of a ghost part for the bottom half. The middle bit is a normal torso, which has a hook on the left hand. The torso detaches like so. And if we flip it round to the back, we can also see it has back printing, which is pretty cool. And the middle piece is similar to Garmadon's bit, which made him have the 4 arms. And then the top bit of his head has one of the bandanas, and then his head. And then finally he has the new hair piece, which is also used in the Nexo Knight sets for, I think it's the Macy minifigure. It's used for, like, the bit that comes out of the helmet. No, it's red in that set. And I'll just assemble the minifigure again since we can't leave him in pieces. Here is an alternate look at Nardakan without his bandana over his mouth. Now he resembles more closely the look he has in the TV series, where he just wears it around his neck. So yes, this minifigure is very, very tall, but we'll show more details of this later. The Jin blade included in this set has Sensei Wu trapped inside it. It's got a golden blade for the top bit, and also has Sensei Wu's face printed on the brick at the front. Here's another picture of it from the back. Here I'll be comparing 2 of the helmet pieces, the one we get in the set for Flintlock, and then a normal racing helmet. I'll be attaching the goggles to the racing helmet, as well as replacing the goggles on the new helmet with a visor. The visor actually goes over the moustache, which is quite funny. There's actually quite a unique look to it, so I don't know, maybe this will be useful for creating some custom minifigures another time. But we're going to go and switch it back to the normal goggles. This set also comes with a pirate jet. The jet itself has a cockpit piece which can be moved up and down, allowing you to place the minifigure inside, and the back can be tilted slightly as well. There's also a propeller blade on the back you can spin, and it has one wheel underneath, so you can sort of act as a landing gear. It has 2 wings on either side with 2 stickers on each. It also has a stud shooter on either side. It shoots a green stud. Just like so. Here I'll be trying to put Flintlock inside the pirate jet. Just have to put him in and then get the piece over his head. It's a bit fiddly, but you have to actually lean him forward to make sure it has enough room to capture in there. And then he's in. It looks quite nice in there. And of course, since this jet is quite small, it can fit on Misfortune's cape. But I'll show that in a minute. The other vehicle included in this set is Lloyd's booster jet, which is the thing Lloyd can attach to that I mentioned earlier on in the video. The jet is pretty large, and that's because it's got a inbuilt feature into it where you can raise and lower a winch which has a hook on the end, so you can attach a minifigure on there and I guess drop him on Misfortune's cape. The booster jet itself has 2 bits at the side which you can sort of angle, and the green and gold colour scheme goes quite well with this little flyer. How you raise and lower the hook, there's a Ninjago spinner piece, you just twist that and it will drop the hook depending on which way you turn it, and then it will raise it as well. This little flyer's got 1 sticker on the front, and that's the only sticker for this little build. How you attach Lloyd is it's got 2 clips on the front, and on the back of Lloyd's black armor piece there are these 2 pegs. Slotting them together allows you to attach Lloyd to the front of it. And there we are, he's attached. It sort of looks a bit odd, him being there in a way, because it looks like a very large oversized jetpack. But hey, at least unlike the other one, he can use it while having weapons out at the same time. That's more useful. But considering the size, perhaps they could have actually made it a plane. There certainly would be room to turn the front bit into an actual bit he can sit in instead. And now for the moment you've probably all been waiting for. Let's go and look at the main build itself, the Misfortune's Keep Sky Fortress. Although it's not officially called that, the description of the set just says it's the pirate's airship / headquarters. But you'll see why I said it was a fortress later on. Up first, we're going to check out the landing strip. The whole underside of the Misfortune's Keep is one long piece. The front bit has a sticker on it, as well as being a smooth plate. The mini pirate jet can easily fit on here, and you can take off from here as well, so it's most definitely a thing to watch out for. You can launch surprise pirate attacks from above. Here is a closer look of the runway. Here we can see Flintlock in his pirate jet. On the front of the plane at the top, you'll see that there is a skeleton with a pirate's hat on. You can move this around slightly. It's supposed to be sort of sitting upright, but it doesn't usually end up being that way. It just keeps flipping around. It keeps falling to either the left or the right side, but oh well, it still looks good. Up here is also where the pilot seat for the Misfortune's Keep is located. You can lift up the silver cockpit, which is made up of swords, which is quite interesting, and you can just place any minifigure in there. Well, probably except Nardakan, he won't be able to sit in there, but I guess you could try. So we're going to put Bucko in there, and as you can see, he sits in there quite nicely. Looks like he's actually driving the thing. Taking a look at the front of the ship, but zoomed out, we can see that the front sort of resembles that of an animal of some sort. The bottom bit makes up the teeth as well as the wooden bits along the side. It's got 2 eyes on either side of the top piece, which make up the eyes. And then you might not be able to make it out, but the black wedge bits sort of make angry eyebrows, which is kind of funny. Here's a look at the mouth from the side, as well as one of the tire eyes. The wood panelling at the side of the ship on either side can be pulled down to reveal a cannon, which is pretty cool. It gives it some offensive capabilities. You can load one of the black cannonballs, which you can just store next to the cannon, and put it in the cannon as you would any of the other cannons. Pull back on the thing at the back, and let go, and the cannonball will go flying. Here I'll show you the cannons from the front, and what they look like when pulled down. At the bottom of the ship at the back there's actually quite a lot of room, so you could possibly even put another small vehicle there, but it's probably best to put minifigures down there. It's got studs, so it's probably what they intended it to be used for. Here we can see Kai facing off Flintlock, but as you can see there's plenty of room to put more characters if you would like to do so. The back of the engines have these really interesting parts which would look really cool if flames were coming out of them. It helps create the overall feel of an engine, which is really nice. On the top of Misfortune's Keep there's a flag, which is on this special flag piece. I think it's printed, it's a printed plastic part. It's not exactly canvas, but it's just flexible plastic. You put it on the pole and you can swing it backwards and forwards, but it's really meant to be facing backwards like so. On either side of the part near the flag, which I guess is the main engine, you can see these stickers. The stickers to the right sort of give instructions on lifting the engines into forward or up position. Here's a look at Bucko in his control seat. It has I think it's a printed piece, that one with the dials on it. And now I'll be showing how you flip the engines in their upright position. There's a little switch at the back and you just push it in one of the directions and then the engines will go up. The propellers on the engines can also be spun. And then you just flip the switch back if you want it back into forward mode. Here's an up-close view of that switch. At the top of the ship on the back there is this mini boat. It's pretty cool because it has this sort of anti-aircraft cannon at the back. You can just angle it in many different directions and blast anything which comes into view. The boat can also be detached, but it doesn't really have anything to propel it, so it would just sort of fall. But it's nice you can detach it. I guess with a few modifications you could make it fly. It also has these discs in the back as well. Those I'll show you where those go in a minute. Those discs are stored there and can be used at the front of the ship. There are these little slots on either side you can push them into, and then once they're in there you can push on this little grey piece at the top, and doing so will fire the discs out. And then there's one on the other side as well, just showing you where that is. Now let's move on to the back of the ship. It has a sticker on each side to make the fin parts. There's this plate that connects them that can be moved, but I don't really think it's supposed to be moved. But it does finish off the shape. It makes it definitely look like some sort of large plane. And that's all of the features of the set. So I'm sure you can understand now why I called it a fortress with all the hidden weapons and armaments it has. So here is a 360-degree spin of it. It's not the smoothest spin because I'm just sort of tugging at it from the sides, but it does the job. So now I'll give my final thoughts of this set. This set is great. It has a lot of cool figures in it, and if you want to have a complete cast, you will definitely need to get this set for the Nardakan character, since for now this is the only set he appears in. The Misfortune's Keep set is really good. It has a lot of play features, as well as a lot of play potential, since I'm sure some of the other vehicles could quite possibly fit on the runway as well. I'll have to test that out later. I like how it's designed. It looks functional as well as still resembling that of a pirate vehicle. It does have quite a few stickers, but I do feel these stickers add to the set. They're also quite funny since some of the stickers on the top have white splotches on it which resembles bird poop. The pirate jet is perfect for this set since it fits on the runway and is in general actually quite a cool little vehicle. Lloyd's booster jet is also, it's okay, it's definitely an improvement over the other one, but it is a bit weird how he just sort of slaps on the front of the massive jetpack. And finally, I think it's great we're getting different face printing for the characters that have, for a very long time, haven't been able to have any different facial expressions, except for their sort of aggressive ones. I hope that we get to have more of those in the future, since they're not only good for play value, but also for stop motions. Well, that's it for my review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.